What's going on, Dual Humor subscribers? You are subscribed, right? Well, today we're going to be showing you a Dragon Link profile. Dragon Link Tier 2, more like Dragon D's nuts across the table. Okay, that was stupid. Alright, well, this deck got hit undeservedly so, man. We get one top and that's it. That's not fair, Mr. Konami. But we're still here. We're still pushing, and it's still the best deck, I might say. It's got a good matchup going into the metagame. You're going to struggle with Unchained, but luckily we have a lot of answers to that kind of deck and that sort of game plan. So let's get right into it. We are going to start off with the Bestials. I am just playing the 2 Libellion. You probably should be playing 3, but I only have 2 because, you know, these are like $80 and I just don't got it like that. I'm also playing 3 Sarnier. This is going to send your Libellion, but it's also just a nice name now that we lost our Magnuma and we have just the 1. But your gameplay now is going to be focused on recycling this. And we are also playing the Baldrake and 1 Druis Worm. You could up the Druis Worm and maybe take out a Sarnier if you are trying to send some cards and have a little bit more disruption. But I kind of like this 3 that gives you, 4 separate targets to search out. You also get a nice Magnuma end phase search. And I'm only playing the Regained. We are putting the Branded Beast in the side now because I do think Destruction is not as good, but we are just focusing on the recyclability now. So I think just the Regained is fine. Moving on to the Rocket package, I'm playing the 2 Tracer and the 1 Recharger. I think this is kind of all you need. You could be playing the Caliber if you want to go a little bit more synchro heavy, synchro focused. We're also playing the 1 Abs Router to search out your Tracer, as well as now probably one of our better starters, the Quick Launch. If someone like Book of Moons, your normal summon, you're going to need extenders now that we don't have Chaos Space, which Chaos Space allowed us to like really go in on plays, and you had people being like, dude, stop extending, please. We're also playing the 2 field spells. You can be a little bit more conservative with these 2 now. You don't even have to really activate this if you're being careful, and you can just leave the Ravine up on field. That way you can go into some better plays for your following turns. Onto our normal summon starters, the 3 Seifert. So this is pretty good with the 3 Sarnier because you'll use its effect to tribute the Sarnier out of your hand, search the Magnamut, and then the Sarnier activates Engrave, dumping your Libellion. And then now when you link this off, you can then banish this, add the Libellion back, and boom, what do you know? You have 2 Bestials in your hand. So that's a pretty good play, and it also leaves you, the Striker Dragon recycle off of the Regained, which you definitely want to be cycling back. And yeah, I think this is still a great starter. And in addition to that, we're also playing the 3 Black Metal. Love this card. Always love this card. I do think the Meteor Dragon, the one that just came out, it's good. I would only be like testing and playing that at locals, but if you're trying to top an event, I honestly wouldn't be adding bricks like that to the deck. You're going to be like drawing weird cards and not actually being able to get into your plays, but it does go off. It's just a little win more. And to go alongside that, I am playing the 1-for-1. Since we lost the Chaos Space, this kind of replaces one of them at the very least. So you are able to, extend past that normal summon, like I was saying, get out the Black Metal. Or, which I'm also playing as an additional target, is the Samsara Dragon. Now, this isn't actually my idea. This is Professor Sunrise's idea. Shouts out to him. Welcome to class. This card's freaking amazing. I mean, it's honestly like, I would almost call it mandatory, but it is pretty good in combination with the 1-for-1. If you already have the Black Metal, you can get this out if you have the fodder in your hand to discard. It's also not bad discarding a Sarnier. In addition, the 1 Chaos Space, man. This was like such a fantastic card. Understandable why it was hit, but I think it was undeserved. I mean, this card is amazing, but it honestly was our like most explosive play. Allowed us to go like +2, and now we just have the 1, unfortunately. Alongside, I'm also playing the Chaos Dragon package. You're going to want to be recycling these with the Regain now. So try to focus on that if you do end up into these cards, or if you're using the Seifert to search out the level 4, tribute itself, search you the Collapse Serpent, go from there. But yeah, try to recycle these if you can. It's great game plan past that first turn. You want to be able to keep extending, and we lost a lot of that push power. As for the rest of our miscellaneous dragons, the Metal, and I'm playing 2 Noctovision. This card's pretty sweet. It kind of, I don't want to say replaced Magnamut, but it's just nice to be able to have an extender that actually gets you into some more advantage. Not playing 3, you could play 3. You could also even play 1 if you're thinking, you know, a safer tribute the Abs router if you happen to draw it, or maybe tribute the Noctovision. But what's pretty sweet is it is level 7. Play Phantasme on the side, you can safer tribute this, search out your Phantasme. Pretty good play, but I do think drawing cards also pretty nice. On to our non-engine, that's it for the regular engine. We are playing a ton of hand traps. 3 Nibiru, light target, it's pretty good. Plays into a lot of today's metagame. It's just a great card overall. You'll take a lot of people by surprise, but I do think main decking it, pretty good this format, because the decks it's not good against, you're just going to clap them up anyways, but the ones it is good against, it's fantastic. It also leaves you a nice body on field, which I think is pretty good. We're also playing 3 Ash. This is also just amazing into literally every meta deck now. You know, you can hit like an Unchained card, you know, try to hit like a Runic Fountain, Branded Fusion, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, this card is just generic. It will always be great. I'm also playing 3 Effect Veiler. So I went up in the hand trap count. A lot of people are playing Thrust and Talents now, so this does kind of play it. If you didn't want to play this card, you could actually just cut it out entirely. But the reason that I like this is that it's light and it's a target for your Bestials, which is pretty good to do on your opponent's turn if they're not playing a light or dark deck. So, which does happen nowadays. But yeah, I do think it's pretty good, and just negating effects will always be great. Speaking of which, we're playing 3 Impermanence, and yeah, this card needs no explanation. And that is it for our main deck. I believe it is either 45, 46 cards, heavy on the deck count. You're like, wait, we lost cards and the deck count went up. Yeah, that's kind of how it be sometimes, especially with this deck. We have so many good cards, but we also kind of switched up our game plan a little bit. You're not trying to go too wombo combo anymore, literally just ending on like Seal's Pass. It is a fucking joke, but it's also kind of true. And then, you know, Borload Savage, also really great to add on top of this. So let's get into the extra deck. We are playing the 2 babies. I wish this would have come back to 2, even though we lost some cards, but, you know, rightly so, this also potentially could have been banned. But I do think, like, you know, this card could come back to 2, and that would be fantastic. But you want to play the 2 baby dragons. I'm also playing 2 spheres. I think you do need this in case you do get Nibiru. People are main decking it now, and a lot of people are going to be siding it if they're not. So just getting to this kind of before you really commit into your bigger plays, that way in case it gets tributed off, you can keep extending with your Samsara Dragon, you know, your Black Metal, anything like that. I'm also playing the IP Masquerena. Like I said, we're trying to simplify our game plan a little bit, trying to end on this and go into your Unicorns. Pretty good play. Romulus needs no explanation. If you've been playing Dragons, you understand why we play that. We're also playing Dark. There is a lot of Dark decks in the format right now, and so just kind of getting something back is pretty good, especially if you like are up against Vanadium, you out there Dissipator. Give me that, please. So this card's pretty fantastic. And then, of course, Unicorn for the IP. Triple Burst for your Pisty play. Potentially an optional card. Kind of depends, you know, how you really want to run your main and your extra deck, but you know, I really like this card just for that play. We're also playing the Access Code Talker. This is just, you know, for any deck that has like way too much flack on the field still, you can go ahead and you'll have like 2 or 3 attributes to at least kind of get rid of some more of their stuff. But you do play a lot of darks, so this is like almost kind of optional because you're really only going to have 1 or 2 pops, and you're not really going to be banishing your Romulus if you don't have another link to go into. But, you know, I think it's an out to skill drain, I guess. And of course, Borland Dragon, the Big Daddy himself. This card's freaking crazy. It like low-key bodies entire decks on its own if they don't kaiju it. Onto our synchros. We are playing the 310s. I think that this is also a good route to go. Trying to get to this in a seal, pretty sick. Trying to end on a Dissipator. You know, you can also let this go to the graveyard if you want to get your seal off. Well, you regained, hey, this is a Bestial, can bring that back from the graveyard. So pretty good to even link that off, but also great to end on any of these. Chaos Angel, you can low-key like loop this card 2 or 3 times in a turn. I've done it. It's pretty OP. So, I mean, this card's insane, especially if you have like a Safer and a Bestial. And then, of course, the 15th card, Borload Savage, the boy. Yeah, so that is going to be it for my Dragon Link deck. Not going to show you the side deck because that's format dependent. We're in a weird format right now. I think it still needs a little bit of time to shake up. If you're going to locals, you're just going to face so many random things. So it's going to be locals dependent. We still have Eradicator. ridiculous. We have so many targets for Eradicator, and they left that at 3. That card's crazy. So you do that. Phantasme is great. Side into 2 Druis. The rest is up to you. And that's going to be it for me. Make sure you like, subscribe, even comment on the video if you don't like my swag. Too bad, I'm cooler than you anyways. That's Travis. Peace out.